What is it, morning? Good morning.
It still is. Yep, just barely. Good morning.
Good morning. Welcome to the Must Love Yarn podcast. It's Thursday, May 28th, and we are podcasting remotely from undisclosed locations because we are still not able. I suppose we could podcast together, that we'd have to sit 6 feet apart and wear masks, and that would just be not fun for anybody. So might be kind of funny, but not very good for a podcast. So we normally broadcast or come to you from our yarn shop in Shelburne, Vermont, but we are not there doing the podcast. But we are happy to announce that the store is reopened to walk-in customers. So that's exciting. And so check out our website for all the details on sort of the rules and the new hours. There's a few new hours. And sort of what the protocol is for that.
I know whenever I go into a place, a lot of times, I haven't been in since, places reopened or whatever, I'm like, just so I know up front, what's your procedure, policy, whatever, because, every place is just a little bit different.
Yeah.
So I just try to check in with them before.
Yep. And we have all of our stuff posted up on the door.
It's up on the website now too.
Up on the website. Yep. It's in both places. You can find the store out on all social media as Must Love Yarn. We follow us on Instagram. Come find us on Ravelry. We have a bunch of new people that have joined the Ravelry group recently, so that's awesome. Welcome everybody. And that's where we host all of our knit-alongs and fun things and other cool stuff. So come say hi over there. And I'm Angela.
And I'm Kelly.
And you can find me out on social media, Instagram and Ravelry, as Junior Bird Kid.
And you can find me on Instagram as Kelly O Spins, and you can find me on Ravelry as Kelly Spins. I'm multitasking. I'm pulling something up because I need information for our pick of the week.
That's okay. It could have also been the internet connection.
Hold that thought. I know that when I did a private lesson this morning, and she was having trouble with a pattern, and thankfully I had helped her do some of the knitting and some of the stuff on the pattern, so I kind of remembered some of it. But like, she was talking, and then all of a sudden, like, there was no sound at all, and she was frozen, and I was like, oh boy. So yeah. All right, hold on.
So while you're doing that, we also have podcast mascots and store mascots. They are a little mob of meerkats. So this is Gage, and this is Swatch, and this is Stitch, and we have others at the store, some of which who are not named yet. And we were asking for suggestions, and then sort of all of this hit, and we just kind of have been distracted, so that hasn't happened. But they also have their own Instagram account, so feel free to go check out their shenanigans if you'd like. I was commenting I need to make some new summer clothes for these guys.
Yeah,
they get too hot in there. Maybe
we have a couple that people have sent us to. I think they're at this shop.
They probably are. I have some stuff. I have weird stuff. I think I have the Santa hat and the scarves here somewhere, unless my children, one child in particular, took off with them. So anyway, so we start our podcast with our pick of the week.
We do.
And what do we have this week, Kelly?
So this week we have a really nice summer yarn. It's really, really soft. It's 100% cotton, and it's the Ella Rae Denim DK. And I'm going to put a picture in. oh, wait a minute. There we go. We're going to try this. I don't know how it's going to work, but we're going to try this. Okay. So here is from our website. So the El Rey Denim DK, when they first brought this in, they brought it in just kind of the neutral grays and blues, which you could see in this picture, but they also have added some new colors. So we've got 3 of the newer colors, the purple, the pink, and the kind of sand color. So it's 218 yards for 100 grams. It's 100% cotton, and it's a DK, and it is machine washable. So a nice summer yarn. It's so soft. I've had customers who have knit this up, and it's just a really, really nice yarn. So it's $12.99 a skein. So that's that. And then we're also doing, so you get 10% off any in-stock balls of that yarn. And we're also offering 2 different patterns this week. They both each take 3 balls of yarn. So if you buy the project yarn, so if you buy 3 balls of yarn, you can pick which pattern that you want, or if you buy 6 balls of yarn and you want both of them, great.
Awesome.
So one is a poncho and one is a shawl. And I will, let me see, click here so I can get to the right screen. Oh, we don't want to reboot. Go. Honestly.
Matrix.
Okay, so I'm going to show one of the pictures and hopefully it opens properly. All right, so this is the first one, and this is the Brianna poncho. Nice. And so it's a really nice kind of open work pattern. I think it's done with drop stitches or yarn, probably yarn overs, it looks like. So that's just 3 balls for any of the sizes. There's 2 different sizes.
I was going to say, and looking at it, it looks like it's knit as a rectangle and then seamed.
So there's, you actually knit 2 rectangles and then you seam them to leave the opening for your head.
Got it.
So yeah, a really good, easy, portable project because you're not doing one big giant thing all at once. Mm-hmm. And because it's the cotton too, it, once you block it out, it really stretches. And so you get a really nice drapey piece.
Nice.
So it'd be great for once we can start going into restaurants again and, or air conditioned places, you can throw this on if you're wearing, a tank top or a tee or something, and
nice.
Just have a little bit of extra something.
Awesome.
So that's the first. So that's Brianna. So if you like Brianna, you just put that in when you place your order, just put that into the comments or notes section on checkout. And then there is,
and if you can't remember the actual name, you could just do poncho.
Just say poncho. Yeah. Cause the other one is a shawl.
Yep.
So you can either just say poncho or shawl, and we'll know which one you're talking about. So this is Leilana. And so this also just takes 3 balls, and it's got just the 2 texture stitches. It's got like a basket weave, and then it's kind of like a faux cable. It's meant to look kind of like that, where those stitches come together in the other pattern. I forget what they call it. I thought I had it printed here, but I don't. Oh, that's right. I ran out of ink. So then, so they each take 3 balls of yarn, and I thought they were really cute. And I know some people really like to knit shawls and some people don't. So it's kind of a good variety of styles for different people. So,
and I think a lot of that yarn would be good for some of the summer tops we've been talking about the last few weeks as well.
Yeah, definitely. So. Yep. I agree.
So do we have a coupon code picked out?
I haven't picked one out.
Weekly pick denim DK. Just keep it simple.
Okay. We'll keep it simple. That works.
I'm gonna write that down, because even though I listen to it, sometimes my brain is just like, what? Denim DK.
I'll put it in too when we get done recording so that it'll be in there.
Sometimes I've had to go check that to make sure I've got it right. We have it spelled the same. So I'm not wearing any hand knits today.
Nope.
But
no hand knits for me.
But I am wearing my Must Love Yarn Yarniad Games t-shirt from Worldwide Knit Public Day last year.
I know, last week. I know that normally would be coming up, but.
Yep. We're going to have to do like a worldwide knit on Zoom.
Right? Yeah. I know I haven't even seen anything about it, but I haven't gone out to their website yet either to see if they're hosting like a big virtual party or anything.
That would be kind of fun when we have the technology.
That would be.
Well, if they don't, we should.
Know. There we go.
There we go. That would be fun. And I put the link in show notes. Like you can still order these shirts. My friend Catherine makes them, and she still has them up on her website. So
nice.
If you didn't get one last year, or you just want one just because, you can go check that out. It says Team Meerkat on the back, so
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. Yes, we have taken this and ran with it completely.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? So I was looking at our show notes, and yes, I have like 2 computers set up here.
I know I have my laptop set up behind my iPad so that I can actually see what show notes are.
I have 2 laptops set up. It's really awesome. Anyway, super fun. I don't have any finished objects.
Me either.
Yeah.
Nope.
But I have some works in progress.
I've got 1 work in progress and then a fun dyeing project that I did.
Awesome. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to start with my fun, what I'm calling my Cranked Socks Summer Edition. This is Turtle Pearl Yarns. She's out of Canada, and this is her Patience colorway, in case anybody was wondering. She does match sets of self-striping. So there's two exact skeins. So if you want to knit 2 at a time like this, it's similar style to Mustache yarn, where you can get matching skeins. So Kelly cranked these for me. So this is all the same tube, and so I'm getting 2 pairs of socks out of that. I'm doing different colors for the heels and cuffs, and then here's the other matched one. So it was just easier for me to do the 2 first socks of both out of this, and then I can do the same thing with the other tube, and then when I'm done I have 2 pairs of socks, which is kind of exciting.
Yeah. And if she's feeling mixy matchy, she can mix and match with her coordinating colors.
Green and orange.
That's right.
Exactly. And I decided to I ripped back the toe yarn and knit the toe out of the actual sock yarn instead of doing coordinating, because I've been having issues with running out of the mini skeins, which I shouldn't for a pair of socks, but I have been, so I'm just making an adjustment.
Yeah, and it works, and
Exactly.
Then you use up more of the tube and don't have to worry about it.
Yep. Exactly. It means that my cuffs are a little bit shorter to get 2 pairs out, but that's okay. I don't like super tall socks anyway.
Yeah.
So it works for me.
Cool.
Yeah. Yep.
I have only been knitting on one thing, and that is my Midcoast sweater by Jennifer Steingass for our knit along.
Nice.
And I still have to reach out to Larissa and find out when we want to do our next Zoom for that.
Yeah, we should set something up, see everybody's progress.
And I have 340 stitches on my needles right now, so I'm not making tons of progress until I get to the point where I have to separate for the sleeves.
Yeah.
But I am that far in the color work in the yoke, so it's, coming along.
Nice.
It's fun. I can't wait until I get the third color, except for then I'm going to have to do 3 colors because there's I think a few rows. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, there's a lot. There's like 10 rows where I have to knit with 3 colors, I think, something like that.
Are you knitting with 3 colors in the same row?
I will be, yeah.
Yeah. Ugh.
Yeah, there's about 10 of that. But what I usually end up doing is, so as I'm knitting this sweater, Continental, and I'm holding both colors right now in my left hand. And then when I get to the 3 colors, I'll move my dominant, well, not my dominant, my background color, which is this one. I'll move that to my right hand and then hold my 2. I mean, some people can do 3 all in one hand, but for me, it's just easier to have my 2 contrast colors in my left hand and then my main color in my right hand. So
Nice.
that's how I do it. But when I'm just doing 2, then I typically will just knit Continental with them both in my left hand.
Nice. Looks cool.
This yarn is so squishy, so fun.
Nice. So I finally cast on for this knit along.
Did you?
I had to cast on twice because I guess I can't count and I can't do increases. And the first go around, and my short rows were terrible. So the first go around, I got, this far in and was like a little bit into the short rows and I was getting like giant holes and I was like, this is not, and then my numbers were all off and I couldn't figure out how to fix it. So I was like, you know what? Like, it'll be less work to just rip it out and start again. So that's what I did. Apparently still can't count even when I did it a second time, but it was less off. So adjust. And then instead of winging it on the short rows, I did the short row style that was recommended in the pattern. So that helped a lot. Go figure, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm in the same boat as Kelly where I have a huge number of stitches on the needles right now.
Yeah, that's pretty.
Thank you.
Love the colors you're using.
Thank you. So this is a CC's Wool Yarn Baby. And I think what is the Marigold colorway, I think. Didn't actually say, anyway. And then the contrast color is a Ushida single. So I'm hoping that when the single hits the water, it blooms a little bit more because it is a little thinner than the CC's, but I think it'll be fine. Singles sometimes will puff up.
Yeah.
When they get blocked. But it's been fun to watch it come together. There is like a dark rust color in the contrast color that's almost the same as the background color. So in some of my little dots down here, it's more blended, but I don't mind it. I think it's okay.
Yeah.
So that's Garden Gate. We'll see how far. I'm probably gonna have to set this down. I've got a baby sweater I need to start and focus on and get done. So this one may not have too much progress before the next podcast because I need to get to work on this other thing, but I'll come back to it.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So my goal is to see if I could get this baby sweater done. And do you think I can get it done in a week?
Maybe, it's a possibility.
I called it a whips in progress and my pants are on fire because I haven't even wound the yarn.
Well, that's a good color. I like that one.
I do too. I think I'm gonna be pleased with it. And so what I'm making is baby Groot.
That's cute. That's really cute.
Cute little pattern with a Let's see.
I was just gonna say, you could cast on while you're uploading the podcast. There's half an hour of uninterrupted knitting.
Exactly. It's got cute little pockets, and it's got this cute little cable detail on the back.
That's cute.
So I need to get the yarn wound first, but yes. And then when I say baby, this sweater pattern starts at like 18-month size. So it's a little bit bigger than baby, but 18 months is not ginormous. So
no, and it's always better to do them a little bigger because,
babies grow so fast.
They grow so fast. Yeah. Yep.
Yes. Anyway, so that's, I gotta get cracking on that because the virtual baby shower is coming up soon. I probably won't get it done in time to send it for the virtual baby shower, but shortly thereafter would be ideal.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, what are you gonna do? Yeah, exactly. So that's all I've been working on this week. That's knitting content.
I have some non-knitting but fiber related content I can show.
Yes.
So we had some skeins in the store that got stained. So I bought them. There was white yarn. And anyway, I won't go into detail about what happened or what we surmise happened, but it's a really lovely lace weight yarn, and it was mostly white. Well, it should have been all white, but and it's the Juniper Moon Farm Finley, which is 50% merino, 50% silk. So it's a lovely, lovely yarn. And I've been wanting to make myself another featherweight or something like it.
Yep.
So I thought this would be perfect for that. And there were 2 skeins, and I've been wanting to, pull out and do some natural dyeing, pull out the dye pots and do some natural dyeing. And I have had a ton of avocado pits that I have saved up over, well, I started saving them, I think, last year. So, and in the summer we eat quite a bit of avocado. So I ended up, well, it's a long story. So anyway, this weekend I ended up, I know, right? I'm going to make this podcast like really long just because of my rambling.
It's fine.
So I started out, I grabbed a bunch of nettle because we had some nettle growing here. And I was like, oh, I'll do like a really pretty, it kind of comes out greeny blue usually. But I had a bunch of things that I was doing while I was letting that simmer, and it ended up simmering too hot. And when that happens with nettle, a lot of times it goes yellow or some sort of shade of yellow. So it did, and it went to kind of like this yellowy orange color. And I was like, well, it's not the color I'm going for. So I was like, so I strained out the nettle leaves, but I didn't want to just like throw out the water. So then I was like, I wonder what I could do. And I was like, oh, I have all those avocado pits. And so I'm like, I'm just going to throw them in. So I think I had like, I don't know, 10 or so of them saved up, maybe more, 10 or 12, I don't know, somewhere in that neighborhood. So I threw those in and I simmered them for probably around an hour or so, fairly low temperature. It never got to a boil. It was just kind of simmering. And then I turned that off, left it to sit like overnight. And then, so avocados have tannin in them, so you don't have to use a mordant. Whereas with the nettle, I would have had to have mordanted the yarn, which I was going to do that too. But then I was like, well, if I'm going to use avocado, then I don't have to worry about that. So the avocado came out great. I'm actually going to do a post on my Instagram account because I took pictures of like the spent avocado pits after all the dye's been pulled out of them. And it's so funny because, they're so hard when they're fresh, or well, in this case they're frozen, so they're even harder. But afterwards they're just like, they just crumble. So I strained that out, And then because this yarn has silk in it, ooh, there's a sneak peek. Because this yarn has silk in it, I didn't want to heat it very hot. So I did actually turn the heat down. No, what did I do? No, so 160 degrees is kind of the temperature a lot of times that I've read that a lot of people will do silk at. You might be able to do it higher, but what can happen with silk, it can actually lose its sheen if you get it too hot. So I didn't want that to happen. I kind of wanted it to maintain its structure, its quality, and not denature the proteins in the silk. So I turned it off. I got the dye back down to 160 degrees, put the silk in the silk wool blend in the pot, and just kind of let it sit like that. And then it actually cooled back down. And then I took it out on my deck. And so for the 3 days, whatever it was, where it was like 90 plus degrees, I let it sit. And I use a big, it's an old canning pot that I don't use for canning anymore. And it's a black enamel pot. And so sitting out on my back deck in the full sun, nice. it got up to like 110 or so degrees while it was out there. So it sat out in the pot for a couple more days and took on some color. And I did add some iron. So my water here where I live is really high in iron. We actually have an iron filter for our water system. But I also added some, like, I scraped off some iron off of some bolts and things that I had kicking around in the barn. So it went from kind of a soft pink, like a peachy pink, to, it's hard to tell, but it's kind of like a mauve color. It's almost like a lilac, like a fresh lilac color.
It's showing us that color on my end.
Good. And then there's little spots where there's a little bit bluer. So that's what iron will do when you dye with avocado. It'll actually take those kind of peachy pink colors and it'll turn them to shades of like a purpley blue. And the more iron you put in, the bluer it'll get. So it's a modifier. Iron's used as a modifier for it. So it's kind of a fun color, and it's got a little bit of variation in it, so it won't be just completely solid. And I really liked it, how it came out. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
So did you put the lid on the pot when you had it sitting out on your porch, or was it just open?
Yeah, I put the lid on. Yeah.
I mean, you didn't want yours with a side of bugs.
I know, right? I know. Or my dog. She was out there and she kept trying to pop the lid off. And I was like, oh my God, don't get in there and drink that. It's like really hot dye water. That's not what I need right now for you to be drinking that. So yeah, so I've got 2 skeins, and these are huge skeins. They're like almost 800 yards per skein with these.
Yep.
So I'm going to have plenty to do.
Fun.
Yeah.
You have to start saving avocado pits.
Yeah, you can save the peels too. I hadn't saved the peels, but you can use them both. And they'll both give up the same kind of colors. So
pits seem easy though.
Yeah.
Easier to clean.
I just toss them in like a freezer bag in my freezer and save them up. So yeah, it's fun. It's fun. And then when you can do different things to it, adding modifiers in, you can get some different colors. So, because you can take, your dye pot and get, if you've got, really intense color, if you've had a lot of avocado pits and peels saved up, you can get really intense color. And then, so if you leave the yarn or fabric, whatever you're going to use in it for a short amount of time, it'll be really pale. And then the longer you leave it in, it'll get darker and darker. And then you can also then change it over by adding iron in it, and then do the same thing, but get, blue gray shades out of it. So it's kind of neat. Yeah. When I first put it in the first night, I had just left it sit on the stove, and it was just this really soft, it was almost kind of like this petal color. It was just a really soft kind of peachy pink after it sat for the first night. And then after, this is what it is after basically 2 days outside and 1 night overnight in the house too.
Nice.
So it didn't get super dark, but it's, it got quite a bit darker than it would have.
It's a nice color though.
Yeah, isn't it fun? Yeah, I was happy with it.
Sweet.
Yeah, so that was my fun weekend experiment project.
Excellent.
Yeah, and I found when I was out trimming on Sunday, which is not a job that you love, but it makes everything look nice when you get it all done. But when I was out trimming, I noticed, and I left them underneath my deck. There's a whole bunch of nettles, so I'm gonna get back and I'm gonna get some nettles and I'm gonna get some fun greens, I'm hoping. So this time I'll be paying more attention while I'm heating up that dye bath.
Nice. We have nettles around here too, in the woods, in sections of our woods. So
yeah,
I'm gonna file that one away because I'm always looking for stuff. Though it makes good tea, but
yeah,
love to throw it in a dye pot as well.
Yep. Cool.
Awesome. All right, so let's see, what else do we got going on here? We got a couple alongs, 3 actually. The
Shocking.
I know, right? The scrap along's still going. I just extended it to infinity at this point.
Yeah.
People are still posting. I think it's a fun thread to have up over the summer, and as people are still home or still sort of staying close to home. So we'll keep it up for a while. Just keep adding. As always, if the thread's open, feel free to post. We also have our Cloudsley along, which I've renamed the Cloudsley along / summer top shirt along or something like that. So you don't have, I can't remember what I called it, but you don't have to use the Cloudsley pattern. Any summer top will do. And since people had seemed to already be finishing things, I opened up a finished objects thread.
Nice.
That one's supposed to end June 15th. I think I'm going to extend it out another 30 days because we changed it sort of midstream. So just to give people a chance to, get their stuff done. So I bumped that out for a little bit longer. So come join us. And then we've got the knit along that we're doing with Green Mountain Spinnery. So Jennifer Steingass patterns. So come check that out as well.
Oh, we should move that to not an upcoming cal to an active cal.
Yeah, that's true. It's active. I don't think we've decided on an end date, and that's so weird to see you edit stuff in that Google Doc while I'm looking at it. La 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 la.
Yeah,
we do have the release date for the next Seasons of Vermont box. We are being told that the release date is going to be June 12th.
Excellent.
So mark your calendars and stay tuned for more upcoming announcements on that box. What I can say is, having seen a sneak preview of the yarn and the pattern, it's going to be fun. I can't say more than that, but hopefully that's enough of a teaser.
I saw the bags.
You did?
They're at the store. They're cool. I want one.
It's going to be hard for me to not buy one of these boxes.
I had a really hard time not buying the last one, and this one's going to be really hard for me to buy too.
Yeah.
And I didn't buy last time because it ended up selling out, and those bags that Joan did were so amazing. Yeah. And then Legacy Fiber Arts did a great job with that mohair, so that was really pretty too.
Yes.
So it was all great.
That's right.
Really all really good. So
yeah. So it'll be something just as good this time around with all the same kind of fun goodies. So June 12th.
June 12th.
June 12th. It'll be here before we know it.
That's right.
So I think those are the big things that I have.
Yeah, I don't really have any other big things, I don't think, right now.
No. Other than been doing some gardening, fighting with the chipmunks. Stay tuned for the outtakes about that.
My garden was crazy. Like, it all of a sudden just exploded. My potatoes. So I've been mounding them, and it feels like I have to go out every day and mound them. They're like taking off like crazy, but I've got almost everything planted now. So
nice. Nice.
We'll see. Hopefully it does well this year. Well, it's so hard when the weather does these weird spike things.
Yeah.
To know what to do, but because usually, we could still be getting frost this time of year. So
yeah,
who knows, we may still.
I know. It's hard to say. I usually don't put in a huge amount before like beginning of June outside, but I've got everything out. So if it frosts, I'm in trouble.
I know. We'll have to cover everything. So I know a lot of times it's usually kind of right around Memorial Day weekend when I put a lot of my stuff in. So, but I did get some of the the hardy spring stuff started earlier.
Yeah.
And in the ground earlier, but we'll see. We'll see.
See how it goes.
Yep.
See what happens. So I will post some of my garden progress out on my Instagram page. So
nice.
Because why not? I got to post something besides like all of the grown-up drinks I've been drinking, making, or somebody's going to schedule an intervention. So just have like one, guys. Just having fun making different drinks.
Nice.
So, and then posting them on Instagram, because why not? So, I don't know that I have. Do you have anything else?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I'm boring.
Nah. Well, me too. Well, except I've got the unboring little people that, give me stories some days to tell. Never at the moment.
Yeah.
I gave my dog a half bath yesterday.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. And by half bath, I washed her back, because that was all I could manage to get wet using the kiddie pool and a pitcher, because I just did not, the hose was being used for other things. So,
yeah.
But if nothing else, it cooled her off, got a little bit of the dog stink off of her, and helped some of her shedding along, which bathing this time of the year can do. So
yeah, my dogs have been, well, at least my male dog, he's been shedding like crazy. It's wild how much he's been shedding.
Yeah, she's started for sure. So, but then of course, she was all wet and promptly went and like rolled in the dirt. So I was like, excellent.
I know. Don't you love that?
That worked well. That was great.
That's what I was going for. Muddy dog.
That was the goal here. Oh well. Fun with pets. Well, we hope everybody is staying safe and doing well. And we thank you for stopping by and spending some time with us. We thank everybody for their support of the store through online orders. Keep them coming. They're helping us out. Oh, here comes the checkers, the hall monitor right there in everybody's business all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you everybody for your online orders. Keep them coming. We really appreciate them. Thank you everybody for your support.
Yeah.
We're glad to be open again. So if you're local, you can now come into the shop and look at stuff.
Yep.
So.
All of our procedural stuff for shopping in store is on our website. So click there. You can either click on the hours and information or go down to the very bottom of the page, and it's the most recent blog post that we've done. So it's all right there.
Awesome.
And we're still doing virtual knit groups on Sundays and Wednesdays. So if you're kind of new to the podcast or just want to check those out and haven't before, just send us an email to hello@mustloveyarn.com, and we'll send you the links for those knit groups.
Yep. And maybe I'll actually get on one on Sunday. I was going to join this last Sunday and tied up doing something else till
I thought I was going to be done in time, done with all my weed whacking in time. But it's always a bigger project than I think. And I got like partway through and I was sweaty and gross. And I was like, oh God, there's no way. So I texted Ange and Jenna. I'm like, is anybody available so I can hand this off to them? I was like, I can do it, but it would be miserable to sit there for 2 hours being just like disgusting.
Yeah.
So yeah, it didn't happen. So Jen thankfully was available. So I handed it off to her and so she ran it, but
nice.
I'm pretty sure I'll be available for this Sunday. So.
I'm going to try my hardest to make it this Sunday. I thought, anyway, like I said, I was connected with a couple of friends that I hadn't seen in person for a really long time. And we just got to gabbing because we all have kids and we were someplace where our children were not. So we were enjoying the grown-up sit on the beach, get sunburn time. So,
yep.
So I didn't make it back for that, but don't have anything on the calendar for this weekend, so shouldn't be a problem.
Nice.
Yeah, because I like to see everybody.
It is. It's a really fun group.
Yeah. Yep. So, and we'll connect with Larissa and get another knit along Zoom scheduled so we can check in and see what everybody's up to, because those are fun as well. So,
they are fun. I know. I want to see everybody's progress on their sweaters and cowls.
Yeah. So keep an eye out on that. We'll probably post it out on the Ravelry group too once we figure out when we're gonna do this. So
nice.
Yeah.
Yep.
So all right. Well, there's the mailman. So dog's gonna go crazy. All right. So we will see everybody soon, hopefully next week. But, as things start to open up here again, and as I head back to my more professional job, our system may be in a little bit of flux. So stay tuned. But we will hopefully see everybody next week.
That's right.
You gonna say bye-bye? Okay. All right. See you later.
Bye. Okay.
In the outtakes. June 12th.
Okay. So that's the Friday before?
Must be. Yep.
Yep. That's my mom's birthday.
Oh.
Today's my dad's birthday.
Happy birthday.
He doesn't watch, but
It's all right.
My mom does.
I just released the birthday wish out into the cosmos.
Okay. I'm sure he gets it. He'll get it.
So I'm happy to report that there have been no fires to put out since we podcast last. Yep. That's very exciting. Nice. We have very low bars these days for for achievements.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Let's see.
I
what
don't get
else.
the little oh, there it is. I was gonna say I don't get the little record thing anymore, but I do.
Oh, okay.
I do. It's just it's funny now, the all the stuff stays up unless you actually click it away, which is good. Oh, you know what I'm gonna try to do this time?
Ooh, what?
Is I'm gonna try to share my screen. Maybe we should try this right now. I can share my screen.
Okay.
And then I can do the pick of the week patterns.
Oh, yeah. Let's try that.
All right. Let's see. Only the host can share in this meeting. Okay, well, I guess we can't then.
Hang on.
Unless you can change a setting.
I think I did. Now try it.
Okay. Oh, yeah, look at that. All right. We are going to share screen and then screen recording. Oh, this is weird. No, I don't really want to do any of those things. Oh, I wonder if I can go in and take a photo of them and then put them and share a photo, because I think oh yeah, I can share a photo.
Okay.
So let me do a screenshot and then I can do that. All right, I'm gonna try not to lose you.
Okay, well, I'm just gonna
Hey, it's working.
Oh, hi.
I can't see you, but it's working. So
okay, so all I see is your picture.
Oh, really? That's
funny.
Okay, so I am going to do a screenshot. Let's see, how do I do? No, let's not go there. Let's go here. Sorry, I'm just talking to myself here. Right, now I'm going to turn.
This is fun.
All right, now let's see. Screenshot. Oh no, where did you go? Come back. Oops, I hit the wrong button.
We can still hear you.
Screenshot, awesome. All right, I got one done. Well done.
You guys are seeing the inside of the creative process right here. In all of its messy glory.
If this doesn't work and you can't see the pictures, I'm going to be, oh man, really angry. All right, there's that. And then let me go grab.
Well, if that doesn't work, you can just text me the pictures and then I can insert them into the podcast when we're talking too.
Well, you know, that there's that for an option. So,
yep.
All right, one more thing and then I will be good to go. All right.
Okay.
Must love yarn. Must love yarn. And then that guy. All right. I should be able to. Let's turn this again. Oh, I can get all the colors on there. Nice.
Wow. Nice. We're getting all fancy.
Okay.
We're going to get all fancy and then we're going to be able to podcast in person and it's not going to be as fancy.
I know. Be like, sorry. This is going to disappoint. All right, let me try sharing one of these and see.
Okay. Yes.
It worked?
Yeah, the only thing will be what it looks like when on the recording.
Right.
That will be the challenge. So.
Well, that's easy. That's so easy. I can easily just put them up as we're talking about them, but I don't know if, like you said, I don't know how it's going to come up, but if it's weird when you're editing them, let me know and I'll just send you.
If it's weird when I'm editing them, I'm so leaving them in.
Great.
And then we'll try something else next week.
see how much we can mess with it next week.
Yes, because right in here while we're talking, I'm gonna put the Matrix picture, the Zoom Matrix, where Kelly was like turning into Mr. Smith.
Yep, there was lots of me.
In the waiting room.
When you sent me that picture, I was like, 4 people? What?
Every time I hit admit, it just like created a new you waiting to be admitted in a waiting room. It was super weird.
Yeah. So we think so. Zoom did a really big update last week, the end of last week. And so we think it had something to do with that and the app's not being updated.
Yeah.
So
I updated my
and
app, and then I had to cancel. Then we had to.
And then I had,
yeah.
I had to update mine too because I hadn't. So.
Yes, and then we couldn't. We canceled that meeting and started a new meeting once the updates had happened, and then it worked. So I don't know. It could also be cranky because we started the meeting before the meeting was scheduled, but I've done that before.
I've done that before though, and I don't know. Who knows with these? Yeah.
Yeah.
Now we're almost on schedule anyway of when we were going to start.
Oh well, what are you gonna do?
Let me know if you can hear any background noise because Bob moved his office downstairs to the other room that's down here. So let me know and I can close my door.
Okay. I don't hear anything. If you guys hear any kids screaming in the background, my apologies in advance. There's not much I can do about it.
My dogs are in here with me, but they're both sound asleep, so they shouldn't be too much of an issue. They like it down here too because it's so much cooler.
Yeah. Yeah, that was some wild weather, and now it's like 80 and people are like, it's so cold outside.
Oh, just wait until Sunday when it's supposed to be like 64.
That's all right, I'll take it. I like that kind of weather.
60, at least 70s. Yesterday there was a really nice breeze like all day. So if you're in the shade outside, it was actually kind of nice. It was a good like you wouldn't want to like be doing much of anything, but if you could just like sit with a book and a glass of iced tea or something.
We didn't get the breeze until much later at my house. I was out about this time yesterday sitting on the porch in the shade doing nothing, not even knitting, and I had to come inside because I was like, this is so uncomfortable. But later in the afternoon, yeah, the wind picked up and it was fine. It felt good.
Yeah, we have the wind pretty much all day here, but we're closer to the lake, so we sometimes get more of that. We
busted the kiddie pool out, and our totally broken kiddie pool that's got like the holes are duct taped, cracks are duct taped on it, and it like still leaks, but it's fine. It works for what it needs to.
Yeah.
And busted out the sprinkler, so I got a twofer. My garden got watered and the kids got the sprinkler, so
nice.
That's a win-win all the way around.
Absolutely.
Well, I almost had another half-finished object with the first sock, the green version instead of the orange version.
That's fun. Mm-hmm. That's really fun. And then, you can just mix and match if you feel like it.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So fun. And I'm using sock tubes.
Excellent. Using them up?
Using them up.
I just sent out a big order this week. I think it was this week I sent a big order out to somebody.
Nice.
So I had done some for her before, and then her mom saw her tubes all done up, and she said she wanted some too.
Awesome.
That was cute. Yeah.
Awesome.
I think I'm gonna push my door closed. I'll be right back.
Okie dokie.
Okay. Now I'm back.
She's back. So something's eating all of my bean starts. Pretty sure it's chipmunks.
Oh,
Nasty
little buggers.
rodents.
Yeah. I've been relocating some. So we've got stone walls in front of our house, and they live in them. And every year I have a heart trap, and so I catch them in that, and then I take them and I walk them to our backwoods. I like walk all the way as far as I can back in the woods. Well, not all the way, but quite a ways back in the woods, and then I let them go. And because it's all open from the woods to back to where they have to go, they a lot of times don't come back. They just stay in the woods, which is fine, because I'd rather have them stay back there. As long as they're not they tear apart my stone wall. I've had to rebuild it once. And so because they push all the sand and rocks out through the rocks, so they can have a little den in there and food storage. And I've stopped feeding the birds, because they I have the squirrel and chipmunk proof feeders, but they still will get anything that the birds drop, and it's just a draw for them. So I've stopped feeding them. But there's little stinkers.
They are stinkers.
My husband calls them rats with racing stripes.
That's pretty true. We have a whole bunch of them out in the woods, but the woods is so close to our house that I went out into the garage the other day, and there was one running around in the garage. I mean, the garage door was open, but it, just checking stuff out.
Oh no. When they get in somewhere, they're just so naughty.
Yes. Silly rodents. So I've been playing around with that new app that Larissa was talking about on my Instagram feed.
Oh yeah.
It's called Seek. It's by iNaturalist, and it also, who else does? National Geographic and the California Academy of Sciences also run it. It's pretty cool. Like, you can take pictures of stuff out in nature, and it's pretty good at telling you what it is.
I should go grab the book that I have. It is awesome. I've been trying to identify some plants around here. Well, of course, because I've got the sheep coming. I have to make sure there aren't plants in my pastures that are going to be detrimental to their health. So there's been a few things that have been growing on my lawn, and I've been wanting to find out what they are. So I type description into, Google or whatever, and like you never get what you're looking for. And then I got this book, and it's all about plants that have historically been used for medicinal purposes or herbal remedies and that kind of thing. And but so many of what you would consider weeds have had a purpose at some point in history. A lot of times it's, so and so used this for a tea or a tincture or for, whatever it was. Some of the historical things, reading about them, are pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Let me go get that. I'll be right back. Sure. Since we're still in the Outtakes.
Yeah. Just knitting a sock heel. And Kelly's back.
I'm back.
Oh, cool. The Peterson guides are usually pretty good.
Yeah, it's a Peterson Field Guide to Medicinal Plants and Herbs. There are so many great ones in here. And they do it by color. So at the bottom, it's all color coded. So if it has a flower, you can look it up by color,
nice.
Which is really cool.
That's handy.
But so we had on our property these white fuzzy things, and it ended up being these guys. And I had been trying to figure out what they were for years because we've had them on our lawn.
Yep.
And some years they're really prolific, and other years they're not. And they are really sensitive to like moisture. So, okay. And I think that's because we've had some years where it's been like super, super hot and dry. And yeah, so it's really kind of interesting.
Cool.
A lot of the plants and flowers and things that are in here. And sometimes I just sit down with it and look through, and I'm like, I never knew that about that plant, or, you know.
Oh, I know. It's amazing.
And it's funny how like purple, most things that are purple flowers are really bad. Not everything, but it was kind of interesting. I was looking through, I'm like, oh, well, that's really bad for you too. I'm like, oh, that one is too. Purple stem things and purple flowers.
Yeah, it's like that bright, it's like a bright warning color, which is why the poison dart frogs are the color that they are.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, not all of them. There are obviously some that are totally fine, but it was really kind of interesting. Some of the ones that weren't, but
nice.
Yeah. So it's really fun.
Yep. Well, and as all of you got to see last week, the Wi-Fi hotspot is solid gold.
Yeah, no kidding. Oh my gosh.
That was incredible. So I'll be doing that again because it was literally like 20 minutes.
And you got 20 minutes of peace and quiet.
I did. Yep. So yeah, so we'll go over later. Maybe, I don't know, maybe before dinner at my house. Get that uploaded. So
nice.
Yeah. Because I won't have time to do it tomorrow. So it'll have to be today. Super fun times. Well, shall we get this show on the road?
Yeah, let's get on the road.
Okay. Come sit up. I'm like slouchy back here. I'm going to the chiropractor on Monday. I'm very excited.
Oh, good.
He's going to be like, so what have you been doing? I'll be like, well, this is what happens when I don't get to come see you regularly. But anyway, all right.